So that was Douglas telling us all about gentleness. And it kind of made me think a little bit about, I remember doing an experiment with some friends, and I've got an itchy nose now. You can try this if you want to, but again, you may want to ask your parents' permission. It was all about looking at how we can be gentle. And so we had to get an egg like out the fridge or whatever, an egg. Not an Easter egg, because that's a different kind of egg, but a proper egg. And we had to keep it with us and look after it for a whole week. So it had to do everything that we did. So it was like, we went to school, we had to take the egg with us. We had to like draw a face on it, we had to give it a name. Mine had a great name. Its name was Eggsy. Eggsy. I mean, original, right? And then, right at the end of it, after the week, we just had to make sure that it was like still alive. And it was well protected and well looked after. And I remember some of my friends, we put it in wrapped it in like wool, cotton stuff, and we put it in like a toilet roll holder, cut the toilet roll in half and gave it like half bottom, like skirt and stuff so it was protected. And one of my friends even made it like a cucumber hat so that it was well looked after. Although after a week, the cucumber wasn't looking so great, but it helped to teach us all about gentleness. And then there was another experiment we did where we tried to make scrambled egg, but we had two different ways of making it. We had to take the eggs and we had to not be gentle. So we just like smash the eggshells in the bowl and try and get all the whites and the yolks out of the egg. And then the other one, we were really gentle. We would like bang it and open up the shell really carefully and make sure that only the egg fell out. Like, can you guess what happened to the one where we weren't gentle? That scrambled egg wasn't so nice because there was like bits of shell in it. And when we tried to like whisk it up, it was really hard. It wasn't great. But it taught us all about the importance of gentleness in the things that we do. But now Douglas was also talking about his little baby that he was looking after, and it was so cute. And he was like, oh, and one of our things, we have gentleness when we're rocking a little baby, when we're explaining about gentleness. And I've got a little baby, well, she's not really little anymore, but when she was like really, really little and not trying to walk around and cause havoc, you know, we were very mindful of how gentle we had to be towards a little baby. And it's a bit like that in life. We've got to be very mindful about being gentle, because sometimes we're not. Sometimes we can be really rough and ready and hard and even sometimes horrible. Like we need to be gentle to our friends. And sometimes that's not really doing stuff physically, but that's also things by maybe using gentle words and gentle actions. And so it's a really difficult one for us this week, because we got to learn to be gentle. So something we can practice, whether it is making scrambled eggs or looking after an egg, or even looking after a baby. Maybe you have a little brother or sister or a niece or a nephew or a cousin or something like that. But we can practice gentleness, and even by the things we say and the things that we do. So important as well. But that's our story for today. Our memory verse, remember we've been looking at the Galatians one, we were looking at the fruit of the Spirit, but we've been started a new one a couple of weeks ago. It's 2 Timothy 1 verse 7, and I know that some of you guys were practicing this with me live last week when we were together in Salt Cellar, because we kind of paused it on the TV, read it, and then turned it off and tried to see if we could remember it. Now, how many of you guys can remember it? Because in a bit, it's going to come up behind me, and I want you to pause the screen, say it a few times, remember it, and then turn it off and see if you can remember it. And it would be really cool to see you guys learning the memory verse, because the memory verse lives in our heart always and helps us in times of difficulties and in times when we need encouragement and stuff, because it's God's word. It's the best thing ever from the Bible. Our memory verse is 2 Timothy 1 verse 7. It says, "For God did not create in us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of self-control." Yeah, that's our memory verse. So let's see how many of you guys can remember it. And let me know. Like every week I ask you, send in like some jokes or see what you guys have got up to. Maybe you can even send me some of your scrambled egg stuff, or just being gentle would be really cool. Or even telling me the memory verse because you remembered it in your head. Should we go and play a game? Game time. Let's go play a game. I was thinking about what we could do today. Last week, we made paper aeroplanes. And for those guys that were live with us in the sports hall, we had some amazing paper aeroplanes. There were two guys who made a paper aeroplane. They weren't as cool looking as what Manny made for us last week. That was really cool. But they made these paper aeroplanes, and they stood on one side of the sports hall, and they threw it, and it went all the way, and it hit the wall on the other side of the sports hall. I don't know, that must be like maybe 25 meters. I don't know. It's quite a long way, right? From the one side of the sports hall to the other. And then one of the other guys made their aeroplane, and it like went all the way up to the roof, the ceiling. That was crazy as well, because that went so high. Mine didn't even reach the first red line. It kind of went. So yes, I need to improve my aeroplane making skills. But yes, that was last week's. This week, I thought, well, seeing as we've had a good week and we've been able to look at gentleness, I thought we would do a quick game of Matt Says. So for those of you guys that are at home, then we'll do it now on camera. For those of you guys that are watching this live, then you get to watch me live do it with you too. Bless you to my cameraman, he just sneezed. We're not doing great today. I have an itchy nose, he's been coughing. Last week I was coughing. I think we've got hay fever and there's something in our studio that's making us like sneeze and cough and stuff. So maybe, Minnie, are you up for doing some hoovering for us? We need to clean the room. Get Manny in and we can all chip in and make sure it's dust free. Because at the minute, all the lights and stuff, every time I'm talking, I can see little bits of dust floating around everywhere.
You can always take that massive bunch of flowers out as well. Will that help?
That possibly doesn't help. Was that fan mail for me? Someone sent me a bunch of flowers. Or was that for you and Manny?
Hang on, let me read the notice. These flowers are in the hope that you won't tell more bad jokes.
Oh, nice.
No. I don't know who it's from.
Nice. An anonymous bunch of flowers sent to me in the hope that I don't tell any more bad jokes. Well, if it was you that sent me these flowers, thank you very much for the flowers, but tough luck, you're stuck with me telling bad jokes. Unless you have any better joke to send me. So that would be really cool. Anyway, game of Matt Says. Let's check this out. So remember, easy rules. It's what Matt says, not what Matt does. So if Matt says put your hands on your head, then you put them on your head. If he says put your hands on your chin and you touch your nose, then you're out. I have a very sore nose this morning. I look a bit like a Rudolph. I got a spot and it's really sore. But anyway, no more rubbing my nose because I'll start sneezing. So Matt says touch your shoulders. Matt says touch your nose. Matt says touch your head. Matt says touch your chin. If you're touching your ears, then first laugh gone. 2 more left. Let's go. Matt says touch your nose. Matt says touch your chin. Matt says touch your ears. Matt says touch your head. This is your chin. This is your head. Well done for you guys that did it. Let's do 2 more rounds. Matt says touch your nose. Matt says touch your head. Matt says touch your ears. Matt says touch your chin. Touch your nose. If you're touching your nose, Matt didn't say Matt says. That was a bit of a tricky one. Let's go. Last one. I'm going to do it really quickly. Okay. Matt says touch your ears. Matt says touch your head. Matt says touch your nose. Matt says touch your chin. Matt says touch your nose. Matt says touch your chin. Matt says touch your nose. Matt says touch your chin. Matt says touch your ears. Matt says touch your head. Matt says touch your shoulders. Matt says touch your nose. Matt says touch your chin. Too fast and I'm getting tongue twisted. Matt says touch your ears. Matt says touch your nose. Matt says touch your head. Did you do it? If you did, you guys are awesome. Well done. For you guys that are watching this at home, for you guys that are watching this live, we might do a bit more after we finish this. Guys, for those of you that are at home and you don't know about us live, we are live back at church on Sunday mornings from whatever time it is, 10:30 I think it is. You need to book into church first so we know that you're coming, because we need to just keep up to date with all these COVID regulations and making sure that people are safe and track and trace and all that sort of stuff. But it would be awesome to see you live. If you want to come along and be live in church with us on a Sunday morning, then please sign up, and that would be great to see you. If you're still at home and you don't feel you can come to church, then that's also fine. Next week, we were meant to have a family service, an all-age service in church, but that's not happening anymore because of the COVID restrictions that are still in place. So we'll be continuing having Salt Cellar. We might do a bit of a kind of where we're up to now before we do our last one a week after that. And then, what else to tell you? On what are we up to now? The 27th? Then the 4th is next week, then the 11th. On the 18th of July, for those of you that can make it to church, it will be our summer party. So that would be really cool if you guys can make it on the 18th of July to church. But you got to sign up. You got to let me know. I think you can only sign up on the 11th of July, but that would be cool. We may have a challenge being prepared for us on the 11th of July. So watch the space, and just some cool things to look forward to over the summer. We're hoping to be having a holiday club at church in person on the 25th, the 26th, and the 27th of August. We're going to be doing it alongside our friends at Virtual Sunday School because they've got a cool online holiday club that they're doing, and they've sent me the information about what their holiday club looks like, and it's all about like the beach and shipwrecked and that sort of thing. So watch this space when we get some advertising out, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. 25th, 26th, and 27th of August. The 28th of August, hopefully, we're going to have a surprise on that Saturday. A summer fair at church. So lots of inflatable things, bouncy castles, hopefully some rides, and definitely some food. That's happening then. And then on the 29th of August, we're hopefully going to be having a big celebration, all-age family service on the 29th of August at church as well. I'm excited for these things. I know they are quite a way away, but I thought I wanted to let you guys know so we can look forward to those things as well. Minnie, have I forgotten anything?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. But next week, please send us some jokes. Send us a shout out what you guys are up to. Yeah. Don't forget, if you want a Salt Cellar top, Salt Cellar top, Salt Cellar top, Salt Cellar top. If you want a Salt Cellar top, you guys can order one of these from me. Just drop me an email and let me know. They come in multiple colours: red, yellow, black, blue, green, pink. So if you want one of those, let me know. If you want a beanie, let me know too. Otherwise, guys, that's us for today, for this morning. God bless you, goodbye, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.